Kirk here with Attack Gaming. We're here at PAX Prime 2014 with Loki. We are taking a look at Wander, the MMO. It's a non-combat MMO, but tell us, in your own words, for us that don't know what Wander is about, what is Wander?
So it's a collaborative, non-combat, exploration-based, and really narrative-focused MMO. So you start off as this giant tree, and you don't really know who you are, what you are, and why you're there. But as you explore more, you realize that you're a shapeshifter. So you're always trying to find out what's going on. As you explore even more, you realize that everybody in the world is a shapeshifter. And the different kind of cultures in the world explain that differently. So you'll kind of have this search for self-discovery, but also the truth of what's really going on with the world.
So it's a very story-driven type MMO, and everyone's kind of working together to kind of figure out the world. Is that kind of right?
Yeah, exactly that. So you're all, it's kind of, I think of it as collaborative exploration as well. So there's the part of it that's kind of discovering what this deeper narrative is and what the truth in the world is, and try and find that out together. There's also finding different things in the world. So we've had some beautiful experiences so far with our alpha testers about kind of this collaborative exploration. Because yeah, I was a nomad kind of for a while, exploring, like wandering around the world through Central Asia, the Himalayas, the Arctic, and all these kind of places. And I really loved it when I met somebody else and they said, oh, there's this really cool area over here, there's this frozen waterfall, you should check this out. And I wanted a game that kind of had these other types of multiplayer experiences in them.
So that's kind of why you came up with the game. You're like, I want to kind of take my real life experience, kind of put it in a virtual world for people to kind of get that, even if they aren't able to do that in real life.
Yeah, it's also that, but it's also like in Wander you morph between different forms as well. You don't just choose a character and you are that character. You morph between different forms and try different things. Because I can be a white European male in games often, but I am that all the time. So kind of European-ish. I really kind of want to try games where you're not that, where you explore being different things and seeing different things in different ways. So I think if you were a sea creature, you'd see the sea in a totally different way. And you'd see land in a different way if you're a sea creature. So in this game, you morph into a sea creature and you explore the coral reef. Or you morph into a griffin and you can fly places. And that, it's all those experiences about changing how you explore, changing how you discover, that kind of it's about.
Cool. And it's an MMO in the sense, everyone's on one single shard, so there are people you run into. Now, is there kind of like group forms where like, I want to group up with them and kind of explore the world together, or it's just kind of, you just follow each other around type?
Yeah, so it's mostly that you just meet each other in the rainforest. So like, the rainforest is massive. So it's a really, really big area. And if you're a griffin or you're in the tree form, you're quite hard to find. So it's really kind of exciting when you do find somebody in the rainforest. And then there are different ways that they can interact as well. So the humanoid form, if you meet somebody who's in griffin form, you can ride the griffin form ones. And the same with one of the sea creatures. So there's different kind of ways they can interact and kind of work together. There's a lot of games that are kind of more action focused. And we want to be the opposite of an action game. We kind of want to be a relaxation game.
So what type of players will want to play Wander?
I think anybody that wants a bit of a change from a really action game. So I think it's often if you've had a stressful day at work and sometimes you want to blow stuff up. Sometimes I want to run around and make things explode. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to be there going, oh, I want to chill back and be kind of soothed and calmed. So I think if it's one of those kind of days, then yeah, you want to just be chill back, calm, soothed. You don't want to be, really action heavy kind of stuff. So I think it suits those kind of days, but it also suits somebody that just, likes slow moving kind of narrative based game as well. So both those kind of directions.
Is there a lot of different stories kind of going on? Like, is there a lot of like replayability if someone wants to go back, try different forms, like learn about the world in a different way, kind of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, kind of the thing I mentioned with different cultures. So yeah, as I said, if you go back 1,000 years and ask different countries on Earth, like ask the Vikings and the Japanese about what thunder is, they'll totally explain it in a different way 1,000 years ago. And in this world, the different cultures explain things different ways. So if you find one culture's explanation of something you don't necessarily know the truth, but you're kind of getting more snippets and putting them together, and then you're like, oh, it's probably this. But you might still think that there are other bits. So yeah, it's got that kind of that depth because there's a lot of different cultures in the world.
So how are people taking, you were at Gamescom a couple weeks ago, now here at PAX, like how are people taking to playing the game? Is it cool to watch people in the world?
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I've had some really good experiences watching people. Like we had 2 guys that played for like an hour or something at Gamescom on 2 of our machines. We were just watching them, and then one of them, like, so there's these stones around the world with writing on them that tell you bits of the lore. One of them had been like exploring through this area and found another one, and he found it, and he went up to it and went, and just had this like totally chill back look, and I'm like, my work here is done. Players are contented and relaxed.
Yeah, because you said, I mean, you took like, you have opera singers working on this, you went into the rainforest and got your own real sound, so everything is very authentic in the game.
Yeah. We really wanted to make it sound like like you're in the rainforest. So yeah, sound design's hugely important. We recorded like a lot of different birds and bits of sticks falling, all those kind of elements that make it feel like it's actually, the rainforest, and not just a, shallow imitation of rainforest, but actually has that depth.
It's very, I love just sitting in there and just looking at the world. It's very unique. It's awesome.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of games that are like a European-focused fantasy experience. We wanted this one to really, we're Australian. We wanted to kind of communicate something about what an Australian rainforest looks like. A kind of a tropical feeling kind of environment.
And so how can fans, if they wanted to play the game, can they play it now? Is it pre-alpha, alpha? Where is Wander at?
We're hoping to get the alpha out in the very, very near future, like next month or 2, hopefully. As soon as we've slept after Gamescom and PAX is the plan. But yeah, so they can go on our site at the moment and they can pre-order that. And yeah, hopefully in February we're planning to launch on PSN, on PlayStation 4, and on Steam.
All right, perfect, cool. So that's Loki, and that is Wander MMO.